not easy to become a professor here at Duke. And to get tenure is a big deal here because it means something. When I originally envisioned the Bracco Fellowship, I thought, well, we'll take one of our existing clinical fellows and we'll designate one who has more interest in academics and give them a day a week. Then I thought, well, what I really want to do is do a better job of mentoring than I had as a fellow. I mean, I was kind of on my own.
There's a desire to give back, and if I think about my own career, mentorship has been very important for me, for developing into who I am in the role that I currently have.
And what I really envisioned was that the fellowship would be a jump start on someone's academic career. So when they finished that 2 years, they'd be ready to go. They didn't need mentoring to really move forward. They could do it because they had such a rich experience here at Duke.
It's about identifying the next leaders in radiology and doing our small part to support them. Chairs from around the country and around the world are asked to nominate a fellow, and when that fellow arrives to Duke Radiology, they're given the opportunity to continue their research in their area of focus here at Duke and under the guidance of the Duke staff.
One individual that comes to mind is Daniela Marin. Daniela came as a young, then Bracco fellow, and he was, I'll say it, he was green.
Dr. Nelson I almost found him as a father for me. So he was, very supportive. He made sure that the transition went as well as possible. He spent a lot of time making sure, and this is a critical aspect of the fellowship, the idea that you are part of a team, you are a member of the division, you are not something which is kind of an outsider that is doing research.
He was naive and he was young, and he learned a tremendous amount not only about clinical research, but also about speaking during his time at Duke, to the point where he did additional training, and we were delighted to recruit him as a faculty member here in Duke Radiology.
The fellowship is a great opportunity to really give you the time you need to think about what you want to do with your academic career. It gives you the time, it gives you the resources, it gives you the mentorship that you need in order to really succeed.
Things like, oh, you can now do the late shifts by yourself, and then you can do night shifts by yourself, and there's always going to be somebody you can call, but you get more responsibility over time. I feel like that's a really good concept to help people grow.
This has been a very exciting part of my job, the idea that we're not just trying to replicate other clinical projects, but we are really trying to be at the leading edge of research within in imaging.
But if you look at all the research that's come out of, say, the abdominal image division, a very high percentage came from the Bracco Fellows. All of those projects included a lot of the other faculty. So when you go to a meeting, people will come up to me and say, wow, you guys are really knocking it out of the park. And a lot of that has to do with the research done by the Bracco Fellows.
It's certainly exceeded our expectations because we know that many of the recipients of the program have gone on to do amazing clinical work and also hold very important leadership roles both here and abroad.
We have an idea that you give back to the next generation, and so I think it's part of our fabric, part of our nature to serve as mentors.
Climbing the learning curve is relatively challenging and it's relatively steep, but if after that 2-year period you're high on the learning curve, you have an advantage over a lot of junior faculty who didn't have that advantage. It's not a matter of whether you're going to get promoted, because it's going to happen for you. You are going to get tenure, you're going to get great jobs, you're going to get division chiefs or vice chairs or chairs, whatever you want in your career, it's going to happen for you.
If you wish to be a player in academic radiology throughout the world, to take a dedicated block of time, whether it's 1 year or 2 years, to focus on research projects and to take advantage of mentoring at a place like Duke will catapult your career.